It's actually a big coincidence, but as of the recording of today, which is October 20th, 2025, Spider-Man 2 is officially 2 years old because it released in October 20th of 2023. Now, I find this pretty wild because I remember when Spider-Man 2 released, I was in a very different place in my life. Right now, I have the luxury of being able to do this YouTube stuff full time, and I am enjoying every single moment that I can and trying really hard not to take it for granted because for a long time, I didn't have that. In October of 23 specifically, I was working as a porcelain installer, and I was just having a hard time trying to balance the work that I was doing there and uploading videos every day. And I just didn't get to really enjoy, I think, Spider-Man 2 as much as I could have. I didn't get to really explore the world or really get deep into the story. And back then I was balancing the work and I was balancing the game time and I was balancing the regular uploads that I was doing. So I am going to dive into Spider-Man 2 for the very first time since its release. I've never replayed the story. Now, I'm making this video because I think it's funny how on its 2-year anniversary, I'm hopping back into it. I recently replayed through Spider-Man 2018. It was magnificent. It was truly a masterpiece. I have only great things to say about that game. Peter Parker was incredible. His lines, his delivery, the positive outlook that he had, no matter what he was going through. Every time he got dropped, he got back up. He kept on fighting and he kept trying to keep it lighthearted. It was awesome. It made me laugh. It made me realize and remember why I love Spider-Man so much. I then went into the DLC, The City That Never Sleeps. Fucking loved it. Black Cat was exquisite. She was perfect. I love that chemistry that she had with Peter Parker. And then we moved into Miles Morales. It was centered. It had a purpose and the story delivered what it needed to. I felt that Miles and Finn's relationship was really good. And I felt that there was so much more to explore still with their relationship, and seeing the way that that ended was heartbreaking. But seeing Miles really take on the weight and shoulder the responsibilities of being Spider-Man, I really love that. And so I always felt personally that having two Spider-Man in Insomniac Marvel game was going to be very difficult to balance, because as fun as it looks, as fun as it may seem, or it looks like a cool and good idea, it can take away from the story. It can take away from that feeling that you're alone in this world and there's no backup, so you have to do it on your own. It takes away from the feeling of maybe one of the Spider-Man has to take a back seat. One of the Spider-Man has to feel weaker. One of the Spider-Man has to feel like he's less involved in the story. That's what I always felt could happen. And I would have loved to have experienced this Peter Parker in 1 or 2 games completely by himself, and then we do the Miles Morales crossover or the Miles Morales team up. But that didn't happen. And now I always felt that you need to have both Spider-Man no matter what. Like, we can't have a Spider-Man 3 and it just be focused on Peter or just be focused on Miles, because where's the other one? So I always felt that you're going to have to include both of them all the time, always. And I kind of had that mentality going into Spider-Man 2. Now, again, I brought up my work situation at the beginning just because of all the stuff that I was going through at the time. Just on personal level, I was going through a lot of shit. I wasn't, let's say, at the best time to experience and enjoy this game to its full potential. Just like I wasn't for other games that I was playing and covering at that time. Around that 2023 era, around many of those months, a lot of my videos were I'm very disappointed in the work that I was doing there. And so now that I am doing this full time, I can play through Spider-Man 2 and enjoy it for what it is, really experience it. I feel like there's going to be a moment where I can actually understand what this game was meant to be, what it was supposed to be, and really make a good decision based on my new playthrough. I'm going to really know, hey, was this game really good or not? Because I remember when I played it the first time, I was mind blown by a lot of the things that happened. I was so like, wow. But as time has gone on over these past 2 years, when I think of Spider-Man 2, my mind almost sees it as not a failure, but not being as good as it could have been. And I don't know why I remember it that way. I don't know if it's online chatter. I don't know if it's just stuff that I've seen, but I don't remember it being as good as it could have been. Now, everybody always says that the story is weaker. And compared to Spider-Man 2018, that story felt tight, and we talked about that. Compared to Miles Morales, that story felt tight and it had a purpose. In Spider-Man 2, it felt like Miles Morales kind of got shoehorned into a lot of the stuff. He was there, and this was Peter's story, and he had to be there. That's how I kind of remember feeling. I also hated the final fucking suit that Miles Morales made. The Adidas collaboration was such a stupid thing for Insomniac to do. If they wanted to do that, I think they should have done that in a different time, not at the very fucking end in the final mission. I hated that. So going back with New Game Plus, hopefully I'm able to keep my suit of choice throughout the entire story for both Peter and Miles. And I'm just going in, although I'm not going in blindly because I've played the game, but it feels like I'm going in blindly because I haven't played it again since then. And, you know, you forget a lot of things when you're actually playing the story. You know, a lot of things come back to you as you're experiencing them again. And that's kind of what I'm hoping for. So I don't know. I'm really weirdly excited for this second chance of Spider-Man 2. I'm really excited to see what happens and to maybe give you my thoughts at the end of it if you guys are interested in that.